Welcome back. News on Hillary Clinton's emails just doesn't stop. This week we learned Russian-linked hackers tried to access her server through phony emails. So I asked Donald Trump his thoughts on the latest email dump.
Let's despicable. Should have never been allowed to do it. General Petraeus, life was destroyed for doing 5% of what she did. She should not be allowed to even run for office, and certainly probably even beyond that. And yet it looks like she's going to get away with it. It's hard to believe. Now, a lot more are coming, but somehow law enforcement does not seem to want to put down the clamps. What she did is illegal, and what she did is illegal in a very high sense. And you read every statute, and she's, normally she'd be in big trouble, but they're not doing anything. So, I mean, she should not be allowed to run for office, and yet they're talking about, like, routinely she's going to be running. Now, all of a sudden, she's got, certainly her poll numbers are way down.
Right.
And she's probably got a little bit of a problem with Bernie Sanders. I don't see him winning, nevertheless. Maybe Biden comes in. Who knows what's going to happen. But
it does underscore
what she did is a disgrace,
right.
And it's a disgrace to our country.
And it does underscore also the political establishment that, Bernie Sanders may or may not win, but both of you guys have sort of capitalized on the fact that people are disgusted with the establishment protecting themselves, empowering themselves, all at the detriment of this country, which everyone agrees has eroded from its peak.
Well, that's true, and we certainly have eroded, and the reason I'm running is because I actually think we can be as good or better than we ever were before. At the same time, if we continue to go the way we're going, it's going to be very hard to ever come back, and that's why I'm doing this. I mean, I love what I've been doing. I've loved my life. I've had a great life, and, I built a great company and a great business. I really didn't want to do this.
Yeah.
This is not easy. I mean, I love being interviewed by you, but, I can think of other things I'd rather be doing, Charles, okay? But, the truth is that it's something that I felt I had an obligation to do because we can be great again. And, part of the name, but we can be great again. We can maybe be greater than ever before. But we don't have the right mindset. We don't have the right leaders.
Donald,
we don't have the right thinking.
You still think, though, that you're the only man who can do this? I mean, you talked about the fact that you didn't want to do this. You talked about this last night. You mentioned it again. I could see it starting to weigh heavily on you, that the idea of this is a long run. But you still feel like you're the only person in this country that can turn it around.
Well, I won't say the country, but I know my competition, and I believe that I'm the person that will certainly do the best job. I mean, I will do a great job. I know all the weak spots. I know the strong spots. I know what I'm doing. I'm very good at this. I mean, part of my tax plan, somebody said, oh, well, will the budget balance? I said, well, wait a minute, I haven't even discussed this yet, but we're talking about massive cuts of agencies that exist that do nothing. Like Bush loves Common Core. I don't like Common Core. We can cut the Department of Education to a level that you wouldn't believe, because local education is much better than education emanating from Washington. I don't know how he can even be in a race where he's a Common Core person. Immigration, where Rubio is very weak on immigration. Bush is very weak on immigration, illegal immigration, both of them. And we can't have that. It's costing us a fortune. The illegal immigration is costing us a fortune. People don't even know that. But there are so many cuts that we can make and have a better country, not a worse. And I'm not talking about downsizing. I'm talking about having a better cut where things are unnecessary, getting rid of things that are unnecessary. And, that's a very important part of the plan, which I'll be announcing pretty soon, too.
Well, we look forward to it. I think another very important part of this is the fact that we want to feel like we can be great again, and that's part of your slogan. I want to thank you for taking the time out. You've been very generous. We're going to, of course, keep watching you. I hope to meet you soon face-to-face and discuss this even more. But Donald Trump, congratulations on everything, and continue with Godspeed. Appreciate it.
And I think you do a great job, and that's why I'm doing this. And I must tell you, you really do, and your show is terrific, and I appreciate it, Charles.
Thanks a lot. Donald Trump, GOP frontrunner. Well, my interview with Donald Trump now all tucked away. We talked about Putin, Ben Carson, Hillary Clinton, and making America great. I've got an all-star panel. We're going to rehash it, go over it. What did Donald Trump say, and can he pull it off? We'll be right back.